Hey everyone, this is Angie. I am here to talk about something pretty serious that's happening. It's a new trend in the drug world, and I think there's not enough information out there about it. And I really want to be the provider of that so that you can be aware of it for yourself, for your children, for your loved ones, or for anyone that you know. There's a new drug out there called Xylazine. It is an animal tranquilizer. By itself, is not so much out there. However, they've started mixing it in with fentanyl. As if fentanyl wasn't dangerous enough, and it is extremely dangerous. To overdose on fentanyl, you don't need that much. It's actually more like fentanyl poisoning. The tiniest amount can kill you. And so, like back in the day when we talked about overdoses, this generally implied that you were taking extreme amounts of a certain drug or ingesting it in ways that were considered deadly to your body, like injecting it. So nowadays with fentanyl, very little is needed to actually cause you to overdose because it's so toxic to the body. Now what they're adding is xylazine. Xylazine is it's called tranq. It is basically an animal tranquilizer. It is not for human consumption. However, it's now being mixed in with the fentanyl, and it is causing horrific results. Open sores on the body that are like ulcers, and you have to go to the ER, and it's actually causing amputation. It's so deadly because, again, this is a drug that's being introduced that's not meant for human consumption, and so it's having horrific side effects on the bodies. And then obviously it's also with the fentanyl creating overdose. So now with the opioid epidemic, there's been measures put in place to help prevent overdosing. Narcan is being put everywhere. We have them in schools, we have them in obviously drug rehabs, everywhere. People have them. If you see someone overdosing, give them some Narcan. This will revive them until ambulances can come. So that's become the solution to help if someone's overdosing. However, xylazine does not react that way because it's not an opiate. So you can give someone Narcan if you see them overdosing, but it's not going to prevent them from possibly overdosing and dying because what's in there isn't actually a tranquilizer, which is different than an opioid. So now we're left with an even bigger problem of what do we do? Because we have people who are going to be dying and we're going to be unable to assist them. Just some facts there, and again, this is brand new, so there isn't a lot about it out there just yet. It did start on the East Coast. That's where it started funneling in, and it's found its way finally out here to the West Coast, Santa Cruz, very small little beach town on the very end of the opposite side of the United States. We've had our first death locally from xylazine. So it's definitely getting out there. It's becoming more common. Your best bet is to stay away from taking any kinds of pills, and it could be something that's being injected, smoked, pills. Obviously, it can come in all forms, so it's not just, stay away from pills and you'll be fine. Be mindful, be smart, don't take any chances. Your life is not worth it. Why would this be put into the pills that people are taking? That's actually a really good question. I don't know that we'll openly ever know the answer to that. You would logically think dealers and producers of drugs wouldn't want to kill off their clientels, but there's obviously something beyond and behind this. It's not just for a better high, because it's actually just killing people. There's been multiple cases of fentanyl overdoses where Good Samaritans would try to help revive somebody that they see overdosing and vomiting, and mouth to mouth, they get it in their mouths, then all of a sudden they're overdosing as well. If you see somebody struggling, call 911. And as always, if you're struggling or you know somebody that is, please reach out and let us help you.